So we're going to start off with some football highlights here. This play by itself shows you what kind of athlete Rodney Gallagher is. So he starts off with a jet sweep to the left. He doesn't like what he sees. He cuts back right, and then he goes, meh, I'm going to go back to the left. The corner doesn't stand a chance, kills him, dead in his tracks. Then he's going to outrun the team for a touchdown. Okay, when we're talking about this play right here, watch how fast he gets past the corner. It literally makes the corner fall down because he can't turn his hips quick enough. Okay, he's going to catch the pass. The safety has an angle on him. Whoop, makes a miss. This guy thinks he has him. Nope. This guy, nope. Okay, and then he's going to meander his way in for 6. But let's check out some basketball, man. This is right here what I love about Rodney. He has the mid-range shot right here, but nope, finds a better shot, dishes it to his teammate for the easy layup. Okay, the next time they come up, he can do the same thing, but this time he splits the two and gets the layup. All right, but here's the question. Can he shoot off the pass? They pass it to him, and he says, give me all 3 of these knockdown. Right here, okay? This is, again, going to show his playmaking ability. He spins on the 2. A third guy comes to help, gives his teammate the easy layup, and then right here, full speed in transition, knockdown. All right, guys. Like I said, I am so excited to have my guest on today. He's a freshman at Laurel Highlands, and he's one of the absolute best players in the state already at 15 years old. I have Rodney Gallagher on the other side. Rodney, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, man. Like I said, I'm excited to have you on. You're a guy that when I originally started this, a guy that I had my eyes on. A few people hit me up. They said they wanted to see you on the show, so I'm glad I finally got to do this with you.
Yeah. I'm glad to be on here.
So, first things first is, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Like, your background, um, you know, who is Rodney Gallagher?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, my name's Rodney Gallagher, and I play football and basketball. I'm an incoming sophomore at Laurel Highlands High School. I'm from Uniontown, PA. I'm 6 foot now. Um, I just a lot of accomplishments going on this year, and I had a great freshman year. And getting to sophomore year, I have a lot of goals I want to complete. But like I said, I'm chill, and I'm just somebody to get along with.
And that's an important thing that, like, so often I have these people with like these, high profile names in high school, but you guys are just regular guys, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because you're awesome at sports and you have like we were talking off air, you have 93,000 Instagram followers.
Mhm.
Just because you have that platform doesn't mean you're not just every other 15-year-old kid just trying to hang out, play some video games, go to the movies, like that kind of stuff.
Right.
So for people that aren't aware, when I say you're an outstanding freshman, it's not like, oh yeah, you contributed like on basketball and football. Like when I say outstanding, I'm not saying this because you're on the other side. And for people
Right.
to think I'm just trying to blow smoke up your tailpipe, that's not it. We're talking about in football, you had 61 touches, just
Mhm.
touches for 900 yards. And in basketball, as a freshman,
Mhm.
you averaged 23 points a game. You took your team to the Wpial championship. And in the biggest moment of your young career,
Yeah.
you're at the free throw line to win the game with
Yeah.
5 seconds left, man. So
Yeah.
let's just start there. Tell me about that moment.
Yeah. I mean, just me being so young and in that type of moment, and my first time being in that like environment and playing on the University of Pittsburgh's court is just like it was a blessing. And like I've always been going to the games since I was a little kid, so me playing there and watching all their type of games and stuff was great. It was a great experience. But during the free throws, yeah, I mean, I've been working on this type of stuff for a very long time, and me just finally getting the spot to do it. Uh, Definitely on the first free throw, I was nervous, but the second one, I had more confidence than I did on the first one. So when it dropped, I was just like, I was in awe because like me being like so young and me being a freshman, a lot of people probably doubted me hitting those, and I'm just glad I didn't let my team down because if we would have lost that game, it would have hit hard on me because I know I had a chance to win it.
And like that's so cool to hear you say, because you hear so many great basketball players say it starts at the free throw line. And
Right.
it's one thing to replicate, free throws, shoot them over and over and over and get good. But when you're in that kind of pressure situation and you were 15 years old and you're
Right.
thinking like this is the Wpial championship, you know what I mean?
Right.
That is ice cold, man. That is ice
Right.
water running through your veins. That is so cool to, for you to do that for yourself, for your team, for your school. That had to be an awesome moment.
Yeah, it definitely was an awesome moment because we haven't did it in, I think it was like 68 years. So us us just doing that, I mean, like the whole community was behind us, and like we almost actually filled up Pitt was almost filled up during my game, and it was actually a late game too. It was at 9 o'clock. So like just that right there tells you like who's all behind us and who really wants to see us win.
And that's so cool. And I know, so I'm a teacher at Waynesburg, and Waynesburg's
Right.
about 40 minutes from
Yeah.
Uniontown.
Hmm.
And I have kids that, I'll hear them in the hallway being like, yeah, I'm gonna go try to catch Rodney's game tonight.
Right.
Like that's the kind of, support that you have, that Laurel Highlands has, that, everyone's rooting for you, man,
Right.
in this area. And it's really cool to hear you talk about filling up, the stadium for your Wpial championship game.
Yeah.
Now, I mentioned you were all state first team. And to
Right.
put that in perspective, if you look at the 5A all state team, the first, second, and third team, there is no other freshman on that team. There's not even another sophomore on that team. It's all juniors, seniors, and Rodney Gallagher.
Right.
What did it
Right.
mean for you to be all state your first year?
I mean, to be honest, like I thought like either I wasn't gonna make the list or I was gonna be third team. But when they told me I was first team, I couldn't really believe it because it was just like the people I was in front are like way older, but they're also getting recruited by high major colleges. Like so like me being able to compete and be in the same bubble as they are, I mean that means a lot. And that means that like I said, when I step on the court, there's no reason to be scared because I know I'm gonna be able to compete with anyone if I just stay true to the game and be smart. So like that right there gave me so much more confidence coming into this sophomore year. So I'm definitely feel like I'm gonna be more comfortable on the court and just knowing like there's no reason to be nervous or anything because we're all playing the same type of sport in the same game. So like me just going out there and doing my thing, we'll see how the outcome comes. Then that's about it for real.
Yeah, honestly, and that's exactly it, man. You've put in, hundreds and thousands of hours on that court
Right,
since you were a little kid. And,
right,
basically you're just playing a game, and you've put in all this time, and you're going, you know what, there's no reason I can't hang with those guys. And that's really cool to hear. And that's a good mindset
right,
to have.
right,
So my favorite part, like before I even talked to you for the first time, before, any kind of contact was made, I could tell a lot about your character from the way you not only carry yourself on the basketball court, but how you play the game. Because what
mm-hmm,
I think you do best more than anything else in your game, and you do a lot of things great, is you have like this perfect balance of knowing when to get your teammates involved and when to score yourself. And
right,
so often in basketball, and we see it more and more, like look at, one of the best players in the NBA right now, it's James Harden. And when you watch
right,
the Houston Rockets play, you watch James Harden dribble the ball for 23 seconds and then shoot a step back three. That's not how
right.
you play this game, man. You're getting your
No,
teammates involved. You'll come off a spin. Your vision is frightening for a 15-year-old. It's crazy
right,
because you're just going to get better.
right,
So that is my absolute favorite part of your game, man. You'll come off a spin, then dump it underneath. You'll
right.
go up and under, and then flip it to the open guy. And I think that's what you do better than anybody I've seen at this kind of age. What are some other things that you think you bring to the table as far as basketball that you think you're exceptional at?
Yeah, well, like you said, the IQ wise, that's definitely a big part of my game because, like, obviously, I'm not as tall as a lot of people right now. So, like, me being a true point guard and being the leader of the team, that contributes to me wanting to get them the ball, to get them involved because I know I can't play at a 1 versus 5. So say like someone tries to box and one me, or they're either double teaming me off the screen, like right there, that obviously tells you have to get your teammates involved because you can't do it all. And like a lot of colleges don't like to see that either. So like they want to see you like how you swing the ball, then like other things like defense, rebounding, being a leader, talking your teammates up, all that type of stuff. So yeah, like just getting my teammates involved, that gives them more confidence going into the game and like through the game because like once they see that first shot go through the hoop, that wants them to keep shooting and shooting and having more confidence every time they shoot the ball. So like after they miss, they won't get down just because like that's their first shot or whatever. But like yeah, like I said, just getting my teammates involved is a big part. And I think in everybody's game because if you don't do that, then like everybody's gonna think you're selfish. Then a lot of people's not gonna want to pass you the ball back. So like that's about it right there. But yeah, me like I know when I have to get a bucket, and I know when I need to pass the ball to get my teammates involved. Like, and that's a big thing about my game. I think that separates me from people a little bit. It's just like that type of IQ, and I know when to do things when I need to do it.
And exactly like you said, my favorite basketball player of all time is Kobe.
Right.
One of my favorite current players is a Russell Westbrook. But even though I love those guys, like you said, you're probably not like a huge fan of playing with them because they're going to be putting up 25, 30 shots a night. But with you being such a supreme player, you're somebody that I would love to play with just for that simple fact that I know if I'm open in the corner, you're going to make the right basketball player and kick it open to me.
Right. I would rather, and yeah, like you said, I would rather be like a 15, 10, and 10 type of player instead of getting like 45 and like 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather have those type of stats of only averaging 15 points per game, but coming with that, I'd rather have 10 assists and 10 rebounds instead of worrying about scoring all the time. Because the more, like I said, the more you get your teammates involved, the more confidence they're going to have. And honestly, I think the more wins you're going to have as a team.
Absolutely, because that's going to keep you singled up, and it's going to make them real hard to, hedge the pick, double you, and
Right.
whatnot, because they know you'll make the right play.
Right.
You mentioned earlier about some of the players you were above in the All-State team had high-level D1 rankings. For basketball only, what are some of the schools that have been looking at you or offering to you?
So I just recently got offered by the HBCU, Hampton University. I just got that. What's today? 2 days ago. Yeah, I just got that. Then the other offers I have is Illinois, Rhode Island, and Pittsburgh. Then I have interest from Indiana, Ohio State, Iowa, Georgia, Xavier, West Virginia. I can't even think of all of them on top of my head right now.
But just think about those schools you just said.
Yeah.
Those are some of the best basketball schools in the world. And again, you're a freshman. Usually your big recruiting year is your junior year. You still have another full season until you get to your junior year.
Yeah.
So just to be in that kind of company is really, really awesome. And it's definitely, something that you should look at and be like, you know what, the time I'm putting in is definitely paying off because I'm going to where I want to go.
Yeah. And if you give me a sec, I can tell you. Yeah, I have Xavier, Ohio State, Arizona, Duke. I had Duquesne, Penn State, Oregon, Texas A&M, Dayton, Virginia, West Virginia, Washington, Miami, Louisville, Iowa, Georgia, and Villanova.
I mean, yeah,
right now.
It's definitely one of those who's who of basketball. That's really cool to hear.
Yeah.
Now, this with the whole pandemic thing, I'm sure you've had a lot more free time than you normally do about this time of the year. What are some of the stuff that you've been working on as far as not only just basketball, but as an overall athlete and yourself? What have you been working on?
Yeah, I actually just recently found me a strength and conditioner coach for me for upcoming basketball and football year. So I'm working on getting stronger, quicker, and I'm also working on like my bounce. So recently I've been jumping a lot higher and dunking the ball pretty with ease now, just from doing all that type of little stuff. So hopefully I can get a couple this year. Then football wise, just getting bigger. I've gained, I think, almost 10 to 12 pounds since last football season.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm benching and squatting a lot more than I did. And that's, like I said, just trying to get bigger and stronger and all that type of stuff to get me better and more prepared for next year.
And you mentioned you're 6 foot, and you put a video up on your story the other night that I saw, and you dunked a ball home, and it wasn't one of those ones that rattles in, and like you put it in, and like I said, you're only 6 foot, and you're just going to get bigger, faster, stronger, and like that's what I'm saying. Like if you're this good at this age before you're even in your your adult body, like good God, look out.
Yeah. It's just like you gotta be committed to like what you actually want to achieve. So like I said, I wanted to jump higher. So me just doing all this type of different stuff like squats, doing stuff with weights, lunges, and all that, calf raises, like all that type of little stuff will get you, in a certain amount of reps will get you to jump higher like I am now. And I've been doing that consistently, and my vertical has increased so much since last year already. So like I said, if I keep that consistent and we still got 3 more months or 4 more months till the season, my vertical could always get even much more higher. So you just gotta be committed to what you're doing.
I could not agree more, and I could not have said it better.
Yeah.
So we talked about some of the players that that maybe are score first or pass first. Who are some of the players you like to study?
Um, I really like Damian Lillard's game a lot because like he
I can
knows
see
when
that in your game. I could see a
yeah
Dame Lillard.
he knows what to do at all times. Like he knows when to get a bucket and he knows when he needs to dish it off. Like that's what I'm saying. He just has the IQ and like that dog mentality to do whatever he needs to do. And like honestly, to me, he's very very underrated in the league.
Agree.
And like that's why like I'm trying to get my game like him and like compare myself to him because to be honest, in my class, I think I'm very underrated. To be honest, and that just makes me like it just gives me so much more motivation every time I step on the court because all the players that are in front of me, it makes me want to go harder at them, and it wants me to like just push myself to be better because I know I can compete with them and I know I can be up there in the conversation to be whatever they're gonna be. So just like him, like he's very underrated and he doesn't really get talked about, but every time he plays somebody big time and the one that's are talked about, he goes at them and at the end of the game, he'll probably be the player of the game. Like he played LeBron, and he ended up dropping like 50 points on him, and he was the player of the game. So like that's what I mean. Like he just has that mentality to go at everybody who is over him.
And I mean, the easy examples, look at what he did to the Thunder in that playoff series. Russ
Right,
was, talking that smack at him. And
right,
I'm going to last laugh is when Dame Lillard hit a 35-footer over PG. And then he
right.
act like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's
Yeah,
Dame time. Like that's just what he is. He's cold-blooded. He was a
yeah,
guy who was, maybe undersized. He was under-recruited. And
yeah.
I love that as far as hearing a player say that's the guy he's looking at.
Right, because I mean, coming out of high school, I think he was only, to be honest, a 2-star.
Yeah.
And look where he's at now, just because he stayed committed to whatever he was doing. So, like, he didn't even go to a high major or a mid major. He went to a low major D1, which is Gardner Webb. So, like, that's a very small school. But like I said, he stayed committed and never gave up. And now he's in the greatest spot you want to be as a basketball player.
I could not agree more. And my last question to just talk about specifically basketball
Mm-hmm.
is kind of tell me what it was like playing. And people who don't know this, when you were younger, you played with Bronny James and LeBron was at your games. Like, tell me what that was
Right.
like. Somebody in attendance is one of the greatest basketball players ever, and you're playing with his son, who's got all the hype in the world. So, kind of tell me what that was like.
Yeah, so my first or second years of playing with the Blue Chips. It was, I mean, just as a little kid, just the 5th and 6th grade, like you're obviously gonna be like nervous because like you're playing against one of the best players of all time, and like the one that's in the conversation to be the greatest. Like I mean, like that's not, it don't get no better than that. And him just watching you develop and develop every year, like I was, because I played with them I played with them 4 years, so him just watching me develop and everything and telling me the little things that I need to work on was definitely like that's just like great, and it don't, like I said, don't get no better than that. And me playing with his son and becoming actually good friends with him, and we still have that relationship and just the brotherhood we has as a team, and my great coach I had. I mean, it was just that type of experience was definitely a lifetime memory, and I'm never gonna forget about them days.
Yeah, definitely. And that's really cool. And, to kind of bring it around to an all around athletics is you talked about playing big time ball when you're, 4th or 5th grade. At
Right.
what age did you kind of realize that you could be special as an athlete? Or
Yeah.
did you kind of not realize
Um,
until recently?
I actually started realizing that I could actually do and make a big impact on the game of basketball. It probably hit 6th grade. Like as soon as we played in a tournament called It was in Las Vegas. It was the
Mhm.
last tournament of the year in 6th grade. And, like, after we got done with that tournament, that's my name blew up so much after that because nobody knew who I was before that, really. And everybody used to just talk about me, and everybody used to ask me questions and all that type of stuff and saying, like, man, where'd you come from? Like, I didn't even know about you before this tournament and all of that. And they were like, everybody referred me as like the light skin with the blonde dreads. That's when nobody really knew who I was. Like, nobody knew my name. But after that tournament, that's when like the media started attracting me more and all that type of stuff. So my name really got out there, and that's when my followers actually started going up. Then I actually had a lot of famous people on my other account that were starting to follow me because they started like liking my game. And that's when like I said, I got hacked. So I lost everybody. Then I actually recently got them back up I think my 8th grade year after that. So, I mean, I really don't have a lot of the famous people that had following me right now, but hopefully they found my Instagram again and we get back up there. But honestly, to be honest, I'm not really worried about all that type of social media stuff. And I'm just worried about getting to the place where I need to be first. Then all that comes with it in the package.
Yeah, it's all about family, and your teammates and those people that are close to you. Those are the people that are gonna, keep you going. And one of the cool things is you're talking about that Las Vegas tournament is one of the really cool parts was when I think you hit an and 1 3 and
Right.
LeBron jumped on the court and picked you up like to
Yeah.
get you back up. Like that was just such a cool, I couldn't imagine, being at that
Yeah.
age, just that happening. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. That's the exact tournament I'm talking about. Like, honestly, when I didn't even know he was the one that picked me up because like that was such a big three in that moment because we was actually down, and me hitting that and one, like everybody was so loud because like this was a rival game too, because like we had so much beef at the time with that team because they thought they were better, but we knew we were better. So we finally met each other on the court. So um, yeah, until the video came out, I didn't even know he picked me up because everybody was just going crazy. But when I saw that, I mean, I'm like, wow, he just picked me easy. Like, geez, I weigh nothing to him. So, like, yeah, that was crazy.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And we talk a lot about basketball. I think people forget like you're an insanely talented football player. When I started looking you up, like I knew you played football, but I didn't realize you were still going to play like in high school. And, your highlights are crazy. As a
Right,
freshman playing 5A football, you look like a single way player. And if you've ever watched single way football, if someone's
right.
like a better athlete, it looks kind of weird because everybody's
Yeah,
so much smaller. The schools are smaller, but you look
right,
like a single way player going against single way competition, but you're in 5A football. You're doing
right.
stuff like one of my favorite plays of yours is you run a jet sweep motion. Okay. You and the quarterback fumble the exchange. You just
Hmm.
pick up the ball and just turn around and
Yeah,
just like again, like you're 15 playing with 5-year-olds. Like that's what it
right,
looked like. And it was so silly. And if that play, just basketball, football, or whatever, doesn't show what kind of athletic ability you have,
right,
you're just not going to get it.
right.
So, talking about football, what all offers do you have from football?
I have West Virginia, Michigan, Pitt, Penn State, Virginia Tech, and William and Mary.
I mean, like that's
Yeah, I
crazy.
mean those that right there, like that's just I can't even. That's big time because once I wrote in that Michigan, I'm like, wow. I mean, that's a like one of the best schools ever, to be
Yeah.
honest. Then you got Penn State, then like whoa. Then Pitt came in, then we're like, oh man, this is really taking off. Then that's when Virginia Tech came in. Then we were like, yeah. Then it's starting to get scary because, to be honest, I didn't know how many more schools I was gonna roll in. Then I also like I got a lot of schools like following me on Twitter now and all that type of stuff. So like that's crazy.
No, that's so cool. And when did you start playing football?
Uh, actually, that was my first sport. I started playing when I was 4,
Really?
but it was like it was flag football though. So like flag football, that was my thing. Like the whole town used to come out for our games. like because flag football was a big thing around my way at the time when I was younger. Then it started getting rough when I was around like 6 or 7. It started to fall off a little bit because it was going on for such a long time. But so I actually got introduced to actual football when I was 6, and I mean, just like a young kid, I mean, everybody's not really like all that. So I really started getting good at football around 8, 9 years old is when I really started outrunning kids and like starting to get my speed and everything and getting bigger because I was so much bigger than everybody at the time because I just grew like so fast when I was younger. So yeah, like right there, that's when it started to blow up. Then once I hit middle school, I mean, it was really like it wasn't really all that. Middle school didn't really get me any type of better, but like it helped my IQ a little bit to see like where I'm gonna ski in high school. Then once I hit freshman year, I mean, the first few games were rough because I wasn't really like I don't know, I wasn't really like as big as anyone yet, and I wasn't really like coming into the game ready, to be honest. So once I got my first touchdown against Bell Vernon, that boosted my confidence like high in the sky. Like it boosted up so much, and after that, that's when I blew up. Like my year started getting so much better after that because I just needed to see myself get in the end zone one time.
No,
Then,
absolutely. And like you said, when you see a shot go through the hoop, you're like,
right,
oh, okay, I feel it.
yeah. So yeah, right. Then so like yeah, I mean, I was close to actually getting a couple touchdowns my first 4 games, but we played powerhouses though, like Wash High, University Prep. Like we played studs. Then we scrimmaged Stowe Rocks. Like those are all powerhouse teams that made it to the Wpial actually. And University Prep actually made it to the City League Championship. So like those are our schedule was super hard, and I'm glad I did. Like I at least had a decent or a pretty good year. But actually next year, I think I'm gonna play a little bit of quarterback next year. So I gotta change my game just a little bit. And to be honest, I played quarterback more in my career than any other position because wide receiver, that was my first year ever playing that last year. So like I was brand new to that. I didn't know like anything really. But quarterback, I've been playing it for a very long time. So hopefully I'm gonna get my arm stronger and everything. So
That's
I can
cool.
great.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you this. If right now you had to pick for college, are you going football or basketball?
To be honest, I've been talking to a lot of college coaches. They really really want me to do both. Like
Really?
they like I talked to Penn State. They're very interested in me doing both. I talked to Pitt. They're very interested in me doing both. And when I go on campus, they want to sit down with me and talk about what we want to do and how I'm going to get my grades and all that type of stuff. They want me to do that. So then I haven't really talked to West Virginia about it yet. But if I get offered for basketball, hopefully this year, I figured they'll probably like want to sit down and talk about it. So like, yeah, like all the colleges, if I do have a chance to go for both, I mean, hopefully we can talk about it and see what I can do with it.
That's really cool. And
Yeah,
that's one thing I love is like you're an outstanding football player, you're an outstanding basketball player, and you see so many athletes at this age do it like a specialty. They only play one sport. It's
right,
so cool that you're like, listen, man, I'm an athlete. I'm a kid. I want to have fun. I want to play sports. And you're out there and you're playing, 2 extremely difficult sports and just going at it. And I love it,
right.
man.
Yeah.
So who are some players you study for football?
Football. So watching the wide receiver, I really like Michael Thomas. Like Michael Thomas is my favorite player in the league this year. Him and DeAndre Hawkins, I really like because like I'm just watching their work ability, their footwork, all that type of stuff, and just that like the way they catch the ball to their hands. They caught a lot of balls this year. So them two going at it for the best wide receiver in the league was crazy. So I
So
watched a lot of them.
So let's do this. Give me a bold statement for football or basketball for your career.
Oh, bold statement. So meaning like what I want to do, or like what do you mean by that?
Like a bold statement, like I've had some kids say they're going to, get X amount of points or X amount of yards. I've had some people say we're going to win a state championship. I've had
Oh,
some
okay. I
people
see what you're
say,
saying.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so basketball, yeah, my goal is I wanna win another Wpial, win a section because we haven't won a section since 2013. Um, those two, and win a game at a state championship this year.
I
I
like
want
it.
to, yeah, state playoffs. I wanna at least win a game. Hopefully, we can make it all, obviously, but definitely that. Just because we came up a point short last year, so I definitely got to get my revenge on that for sure. Then football, make it to the playoffs, and prove everybody wrong because we're gonna be young. But honestly, that doesn't matter because if everybody got heart, we'll be all right.
Yep, I like it, man. And do you have a message for young athletes watching at home?
Um, keep working. Don't give up on your dreams. Everything can come true if you stay committed to what you're doing, and keep your grades up.
I like it. So we'll end with this. We'll do a little bit of rapid fire questions. Some of them have to do with sports. Some of them are just kind of silly. So let's go through it real quick. All right.
Okay.
First one,
Yeah.
MJ or LeBron?
Man, this is my honest opinion. Right now, MJ, but if LeBron wins another championship, I gotta go LeBron.
Well, I can respect that.
Yeah,
I think MJ is always going to be the GOAT. He's
right.
just like watching that Last Dance documentary. Like it even cemented even more that I'm like, this dude's not even a real person.
Dog, he was like I can't explain it. I didn't know half of the stuff that they were telling me on that show, like, cause I'm young, cause
Yep.
I didn't know none of that type of stuff. But the stuff they were telling me, I'm like, wow, like, but
That's
like,
exactly what I'm
just,
saying, man. So many people
yeah,
don't are so young, they don't realize what Jordan really brought to the table. Like the
right.
guy was so insanely competitive and so much talent and heart. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
And the crazy thing is of MJ that will always stick to me is his mindset. Like, he would literally tell people the day before, like when they played the Pacers, he told Larry Bird the day before. He said, "Yeah, your boy Reggie Miller or whatever, I'm gonna give your team 60 points." He gave them like 61 or something like that. Like
Crazy.
if he says something like he's gonna do it. Like he just has that type of men's mindset. Then like I said, like someone can say something little that's like not even coming for him, but he takes it the other way and takes it on the court and becomes a whole nother demon. So like that mindset was just crazy.
It's all about motivation, man. All right,
Right.
so let's go. Who do you like more, Kobe or LeBron?
To be honest, I love Kobe to death because that's who I idol my mid range after. Like I've watched his mid range for a lot of her, and that was my dad's favorite player and still is to this day. So like I love Kobe, but I've always been a LeBron fan since I've been like a little kid. Like I followed LeBron everywhere, and like I had pajamas, the headbands. Like I had so much LeBron stuff. So like going back to the Blue Chips day when they first called me and told me they wanted me to come on the team, that's crazy because like I've idoled LeBron my whole life. So
That's
like
cool.
probably LeBron, but like Kobe ain't far because I idol Kobe so much, and Kobe he's even from Pennsylvania, so like that's even more respect from him.
Absolutely, and like how you said about Jordan's mindset, Kobe was my Jordan. Like
Right.
I was young enough for like I didn't fully get to watch all of Jordan, but like Kobe was starting his career when I was like 6. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Kobe's my guy.
Yeah, and that's why I said LeBron because like I said, the early 2000s with Kobe, then right now is LeBron. So LeBron's the Michael Jordan of all this period of time right now. But the early 2000s and the late 90s kind of was Kobe. Then Jordan was the rest for sure.
All right, favorite food.
I'm gonna have to say chicken. That's used to all I used to eat, but I'm eating a lot more stuff now.
I like it. I like it. What's your dream car?
Dream car? Probably a Lamborghini.
All right. If
Yeah.
you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Um, Everywhere in the world. Oh, this is a hard one, but I'll probably say I'd like to go to the Bahamas one time. My dad went, and he said it was really, really nice. So, and the water was beautiful. So, yeah, and you can see everything in that water. So,
There you
yeah,
go. I like it.
I think I would like to go to Bahamas.
Favorite movie.
Favorite movie? Mm, let's see, favorite movie. I think I'm gonna have to go with Above the Rim.
Oh, I like it, man. Not many people have seen Above the Rim.
I gotta go. I mean, just having Tupac in that one, Tupac and
Tupac,
that
Marlon Wayans,
yeah
Wood Harris, Bernie Mac. Yes.
that movie just explains it all. What those type of kids in New York got to go through and all that type of stuff. So that, and I also like another Throwback Boys in the Hood. That explains a lot too,
Classic.
of what goes on. So
Now, Above the Rim was one of my first movies I saw. I have like an old VHS of it. Nah, I like that.
yeah,
It's a good call.
that movie's still great to this day because like if you're committed to hoops, like that's a movie you gotta watch. And like I used to watch that movie at least 3 times a day. I couldn't get tired of it.
I like it.
Yeah,
What are you scared of?
heights for sure.
Heights. I feel you on that
Yeah,
one. I don't like being in high places.
yeah. Like I get terrified on a plane sometimes when we shake and all that type of stuff. I get sweaty and all that, so I don't really like all that type of stuff.
Do you have
But I
any
travel
hid-
so much.
Do you have any hidden talents?
Mm, I like to rap a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
spit some bars. I got it.
Yeah. I like to rap a little bit, but I mean, just during this quarantine, I actually have a couple songs that a lot of people know about now. So it's not really hidden no more, but it was at first.
I like it. I like it. Where can I find those songs?
SoundCloud, yeah, you
SoundCloud.
can.
I gotta check them out. I'll link them
Yeah,
in this video.
yeah, yeah. Then also I like to bowl a lot. Like bowling
Really?
is, yeah, I love bowling so much. I ain't good enough for a league or none of that, but I just have so much fun bowling with my friends. Cause like every time I go with my friends, I feel like our bond just gets tighter, and we just have so much fun. So
I like it. That's a cool one.
yeah.
Tell me something about yourself that many people might not know.
Um. Well, everybody probably thinks I'm like since like I'm so like expanded in like the followers and all that. Like everybody probably thinks I'm kind of rude or no, but I'm really laid back, and I'm someone that you can get like used to and talk to. Like, because if you ever need anything, I'm there. I'm just like one of those type of people, and like I'm always gonna have you like come in my circle if I think like you're the type of person I want to be around. But like I said, I'm not rude or nothing. Like I'm someone to be fun around.
I completely agree with that, man. Like just talking to you, like for this little bit, like you're so chill, laid back.
Yeah,
You're definitely one of those people. Like I've had a few other people on the show that like I feel like just talking to them for a little bit, like I'm like, man, I feel like I've known this person for like a year.
yeah. I'm very laid back. I don't like to do nothing like extra or anything. I just chill.
I like it.
Yeah.
If you were an animal, what animal would you be?
A lion,
Lion. Okay.
because I think they're the king of the jungle.
Absolutely.
The kings, yeah. So yeah,
This
something
is
like
going to
that.
be a hard one.
All right.
Rodney Gallagher or Bronny James?
And I don't like to throw no shade out there because like me and Bronny got a tight relationship. So like that's my boy, and we're competing for the same thing. So like I can't really
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, because we're competing for the same goal, and we both want to be great. So
I like it. And
yeah.
then last one is a fun one. Who is your celebrity crush?
Celebrity crush, jeez,
Who you trying to hit up in their DMs?
I don't even know because I got myself a girlfriend. So like,
Okay. You're gonna say the politically correct answer and say nobody.
I'm chilling right now. I'm chilling.
No, man. I appreciate you coming on the show. It was a ton of fun. I enjoyed talking to you. I enjoyed you threw some stuff at me that I didn't even know.
Yeah.
So I definitely, I hope that people just realize even more and more about you. If you're anywhere around the Uniontown area, check out a Laurel Highlands game because honestly, I'm going to give you a bold prediction. And this isn't me just, blowing smoke up your tailpipe. I honestly think when it's all said and done, 10, 20 years from now, you're going to be one of the best players to ever come out of Pennsylvania. I really do it as far as high school sports. And I think you're going to kill it in college and all that. So thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, that's definitely my goal, is to be one of the best players to ever come out of Pennsylvania, and I want to be the best player to come out of Uniontown, and I want my community to always remember my name and tell like the kids that are my age now. I want them to tell their kids like about me and stuff, and how I did. Like I want to do so much for this community once I get the money to do it. So that's a lot of goals right now I still have.
I like it, man. And my camera died, but we're good. You can still hear me. So thanks again for coming on, man. And I hope to talk to you again as your career continues.
Yeah, we'll definitely do this soon. I had a lot of fun on here.
All right, guys. Thank you. If you like the content, please hit like, subscribe, check out my man. His information is going to be in the description of this video, and I'll see you guys next time.